One, two, three, four, five. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the, depending on when I upload this, fifth or sixth episode of On the Couch with the Docs Board. We have a special guest today. She is a pro gamer, award-winning pro gamer, I might add, social media personality, and she's a internet polymath, I would say myself. Her name is Valkyrie Robyn, or EMP Valkyrie Robyn, to put more correctly, but I will let her introduce herself the way she would like to.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show, Dr. Clark.
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, as you said before, professional gamer for esports team, Empire Arcadia, the number one winning team in the world, certified by Guinness World Records. My name is EMP Valkyrie Robyn, but my real name is Robyn Swanson, and I reside in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Speaking of that, so I would like to ask you that world record, because that's the first thing that sparked out to me. What was that for exactly, or what were your records for?
My records, my contributions for the team, stem across shooting games, fighting games, as well as dance and rhythm games. So from Call of Duty, Gears of War tournaments to, Street Fighter tournaments here in my local, where I'm here in Dallas, as well as, like I said, dance and rhythm games.
Okay.
Just Dance and Dance Central.
Okay. So, how long have you been a member of Empire Arcadia?
Whew. See, I joined Empire Arcadia back in 2008, I believe.
Okay.
So, 11 years.
All right. Long time. So, would you say that that women are within the minority of the player consensus in EMP, or would you say that it's about even with the men there, about how many women that are on the team?
Well, our team has majority African team, but we do have every sprinkle of ethnicities that are a part of the team. But as far as women are concerned, yes, there are more men than women on the team currently. However, in the past couple of months, we've acquired a few more Valkyries that you guys probably have or have not seen, with Empress now doing her thing over in Jamaica with the Just Dance team over there. So shout out to Empress now in Jamaica and all the newly acquired sisters. Welcome to the team. But yeah, I would say it was just probably about a handful of us as far as women being a part of the team, but we're starting to grow.
All right. That is excellent. When I looked at, because I also heard too, or I saw really, that you are also a graphic designer. Is that correct?
Yes, I went to school here in Dallas. I went to the Art Institute of Dallas for graphic design, with the hopes of, once I got my portfolio up, switching over to animation and 3D design and all that good stuff, just simply because I wanted to create video games.
Okay. How much of experience do you say? Do you have anything notable, in your opinion, that you have created or worked on?
Let's just say it's in the process of being made.
All right.
Right now, I'm currently in development of making a mobile game.
Ooh.
So, yeah, not going to talk too much about that right now, but best believe once everything gets on the ground, it's pretty much going to be a hyper casual mobile game, something for everybody to get off into and play and waste time, and just to test my feet out there in the water. And then after that, probably see more on my social media accounts, in blogs and stuff, so that way you guys can join me on this journey of game design.
Okay, that is excellent. That is excellent. I would try to be one of the first people to download it once it gets finished. So, from what I do know about you, and part of your story is gaming and graphic design necessarily wasn't your first talent-based love. I think it was basketball, wasn't it? Could you explain
Yeah,
something about that to the listeners?
of course. So I've always been a gamer. I've been playing games since 4 years old, but as you stated, Dr. Clark, my first love was basketball. And anybody that grew up around me or know me personally, every waking moment they would pretty much see a basketball in my hand, or they're like, well, you know where to find Robyn at. She's probably somewhere near the basketball goes, or in this and that and the third. So pretty much I was pursuing at one point of another playing basketball in the WNBA. And if for some strange odd reason I didn't make the cut after trying out for one of the teams over here in the state, I was going to try to go overseas to play basketball. And ironically, that journey is literally what led me to learn about, and I eventually joined Empire Arcadia. Because my first time when I went to New York was actually for me to meet up with a whole bunch of coaches and try out. So my first time in New York was training and, you know, with these different types of coaches from all over the boroughs of New York. And then it got to a point to where a lot of them said I had the potential, but my first trip down there was kind of a bummer because during the summertime, leading up to my trip to New York, I was training really hard and working hard every single day. And I went down there with a hairline fracture, and because of that, it kind of messed up a lot of things that I had planned on that first trip going down there. But after talking with the health coach or, you know, one of the athletic doctors that look at NBA players, pretty much basically he told me the seriousness of my injury. And then later on, I eventually just gave up on that dream just simply because I knew one day I wanted to have kids. And I didn't want to risk injuring or re-injuring and potentially not being able to run around and play with my kids later on in the future. So because of that, I went off into my plan B, which was my love for gaming, my love for one day, hopefully, people around the world to play a few of my games and love them and enjoy them and all that good stuff.
Mm. Well, hey, that is an excellent story, and what you said about your plan B. You know, a lot of people, they usually don't have a plan B in life for what they may or may not want to do, and having a backup plan is always needed when your dream not necessarily doesn't happen, but when your dream doesn't happen as quickly as you would like for it to.
Right.
Right. Okay, so would you say that being a woman, especially a young black woman in the professional gaming industry, would you say that that is a bit harder for people to take you seriously and to make your mark?
In any industry other than just the gaming industry, it is male dominant. There are a lot of talented women that are in gaming. Or should I say the ones that are well known, that everybody knows about. But then there are a group of us, a handful of us, or however you want to categorize it, that's been in the scene for a very long time. But because of how, I guess, toxic the scene can be sometimes, we tend to, I guess, just stay within our bubbles, like go to certain events, play in certain events, and then for the most part, you know, just do us basically. If that makes sense. I don't know if that really answers your question, but as far as black women in gaming, you know, I met a couple. I met Q. She's one of the oldest Valkyries. That's an EMP. Burn Your Bra, which I believe she still competes, but I believe she's a writer now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, a couple of OGs that's been around the scene a little longer than me, as far as the fighting game scene is concerned. Because where I got my start in gaming competitively was in first person and third person shooters. A lot of people don't know that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then eventually, so I don't want to like kind of segue off into another thing because like I'll be going on and on for hours telling you like my life story.
All right. I mean, all right, but I mean, I do know our listeners would love to actually hear it. But as you know, I've interviewed two more of your EMP teammates, Evil Jagan and Black Cauldron. So would you say that the group dichotomy within EMP is like one big family essentially?
Oh yes, most definitely. You know, all my brothers and sisters, you know, that's part of Empire Arcadia, I dub them as my extended family because, you know, we travel together when we can to tournaments and events, when we do charitable events, as well as, you know, doing things for the sponsors and all that good stuff. And sometimes we just all get together, just how we say, like, fellowship, game, hang out. So, yeah, we have a nice camaraderie, I would say.
That's always nice to hear. In terms of social media sites, with your I would say social media presence in terms of your gaming, which social media site, let's say YouTube, Twitch, things like that, which would you honestly say has been the easiest to develop yourself on, and what would you say which is the site that has brought you the most success?
Hmm. I would say, I mean, like, for the most part, being a content creator on any platform has its challenges. So for me, what I like to call is humble beginnings. It's been quite a journey, but I believe I've seen the most success from YouTube, ironically. And I believe that's because I'm part of the Empire Arcadia network. So, you know, we have the main channel, and then it branches off into the different channels of, you know, the content creators that reside in EMP or people that, you know, like in our network, like Evil Jagan and Black Cauldron, Empress Now. So, like, whenever we're not streaming anything big or major on the main channel, you know, which a lot of times you'll see, like, team highlights and updates about what the team and stuff is doing, you'll, you know, post things for Triforce to put on the main channel, which then, you know, if viewers like our content and they want to see more of it, they then eventually sprinkle over, you know, to our channel. As far as Twitch, I would say I had my Twitch the longest, and that was back when it was called Justin TV. And I would say things have gotten extremely better as far as what you can do to be an affiliate or a partner compared to how it was back in the day. But yeah, I would say I've seen the most success from YouTube so far. I mean, I'm still slowly but surely going up in that tree and getting viewers and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm just like really having fun with it, you know, learning and continuously finding different ways to make myself unique or that would want viewers to watch me instead of playing games themselves.
All right. So,
and I'm so sorry, Dr. Clark. My son is crying. So hold on 1 second.
Oh, no problem.
Mommy duty.
All right.
What's wrong, Booty? You supposed to be asleep. You flipped the wrong way? Come here. Alrighty then. You sit in the couch here and watch Pokemon. So I'm apologizing ahead of time because this boy. Yep, there we go. What? You want to say hello to the viewers too? Right. Hold on a second. Oh, we don't like that pacifier. Hold on, son. Let me get your other donkey. Oh, that's why I fell behind us. Who is this boy? It's not there. See, these are times when you want to thump your husband aside the head. Because when I have stuff and things in certain places and I need it, now I can't find it. All right, son, hold on. Hold on. Here you go. Yeah, chew on that. It's better. And two, he's also teething, so that could be a thing. His gums probably is bothering him. But anyway, as you were saying, Dr. Clark?
No, what I was actually about to say was, being not necessarily in the spotlight per se, but being a publicly known figure, especially a black woman doing what you do when it comes to professional gaming. What would you say has been one of your biggest struggles in terms of interacting with the public, and one of the biggest, I would say, benefits of it?
Well, I guess because I would say like my biggest struggles was probably when I first arrived onto the scene, and that was, basically just, being very excited, meeting like-minded individuals who were my age at the time. I was like 19, maybe 18 at the time. I was real young. I was still in high school. I would put it like that way. Once I started doing competitive gaming. So yeah, I was a freshman in high school. And coming from the shooting game scene to the fighting game, the FGC, that was I mean, it has it can be good, it can be bad, it can be ugly at times. But from what I've experienced a lot of good. I've also experienced a lot of bad. And for me, I guess because, I guess like how the industry is now, which I guess deters a lot of women away, which we're really not the minority, but we kind of stay in that pocket because of people being buttholes or, just nasty for no reason, especially if they don't know you.
Right.
So I've encountered a lot of that in my first beginnings of transitioning from shooters to fighters. A lot of that, actually. And I had my couple of run-ins with a couple of folks in the community. But after that, I kind of hashed it out and developed even more layers of thick skin. Like I said, it's not all bad, but there are times when you're going to have some encounters that will probably make you quit at times. It'll make you kind of sad. I guess it just depends on your mentality or where your head is at that particular point in your life. But for me, as a black woman in the gaming industry, it's had its challenges, but I've seen the most success from people like you that do interviews on not so much the people that you know about, that you see constantly, like your Purges, your Kayanes, and so on and so forth. You already know about those women. And but for certain communities and groups, they just think that that's just what it is, and it's really not. They make up the minority, in my opinion. There's a lot of us out there, myself included, I would say, but kind of not really. I mean, it's really hard for me because I think I'm right there in the middle. And my success that I've seen interacting with fans have always been at anime conventions, sci-fi conventions, stuff like that. Being local here in Dallas, well, a lot of people know me here locally. But then, because at one point or another, I was a part of the SuperCon 2K series, setting up gaming rooms and this and that and the third. Again, where I shined at was my dancing games, shooting games, and so on and so forth. So once people, either they recognize me, I'll indulge in conversation with them, or, sign one of my trading cards, give it to them, and whatnot, or, just kind of give the younger generation some mentoring advice. So I've seen better success when I'm like traveling. As far as the business side of it, I've learned a lot working with and being a part of, like I said, the SuperCon 2K series, learning about the industry, and in terms of sponsors and partnerships. And I've learned a lot from Triforce himself, seeing how he conducts business and how he interacts with business owners and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So for me, I think kind of right now for me, like, even though I still compete when I need to, but at this point I'm just really focusing on, game development and the business, the industry.
Right.
Not so much really competing anymore, because like been there, done that. And now that I have a son, I am looking forward to building something for myself and for my family, and something to hopefully pass down to him.
Right. That's very admirable. And there's one thing that I would like to harp up on what you actually mentioned. And you are doing something that is very, very good in any form or not any form, any industry period, especially the entertainment industry. Like you have worked or working in currently. The biggest thing is that everyone should want to use their notoriety, their skills, and then their achievements to essentially further themselves in life, but also so they can eventually seep into the industry that they basically worked for or worked within. So you becoming a developer and you handling things in that regard, that is actually perfect. That is actually very, 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 very again admirable. Because that's the biggest things. Like, let's say with music, so many people they want to be, let's just use singing. They want to be a singer, but a lot of them, they don't want to be a producer. They don't want to actually go higher in their careers to essentially make themselves more money and give themselves more resources. So that's very, very good for what you are playing. Yeah, so let me ask you this. So far, let's say with films, because I may have asked Black Parson and the Evil Jake in a previous question. I have to go back and watch it, ironically. So far, would you say with the consumption of black media in terms of movies, video games, comic books, regular books, anything, would you say that people are becoming more and more open as the months go by to let's say blacks being more of the face of the esports industry, or do you think we still have a long way to go?
I think we most definitely have a long way to go. And the reason why I say that is, if you look at esports currently, like when you look at League of Legends, who are the predominantly main faces that you see? You see Caucasian, you see Korean, Japanese, Chinese, so on and so forth. And maybe a mixture of the occasional African or Puerto Rican or, whatever you want to identify yourself as, on these teams. Same thing in all these other different tours. And it's funny because Africans, we make up the mass majority when it comes to esports.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that we're really represented well, which kind of segues off into the reason why we are currently doing what we're doing, and as far as helping our brothers and sisters out in the motherland, build up our own so they can be basically a powerhouse, one of the powerhouses like China, United States, Japan, so on and so forth. And as well as just connecting with like-minded individuals, that's either already doing or might need a little bit of help or guidance or advice. So hopefully we all come together and unite, put all our resources together so we can make our own platforms.
That is something that I heavily agree with. As blacks around the world, we are the biggest consumers, especially in the United States. But when it comes to getting representation in the things that we consume, it's not really let's say aspire or as good as it should be.
Right.
As it should be. So what would you say so far in your career is your biggest achievement? Is one thing that you could say. It may not necessarily be to other people, but to yourself. What would you say is your crowning example of what you have achieved so far in your career?
Oh man, I mean, like, I was excited to be recognized by the one of the pioneers and the father of esports, which is Walter Day. I was like flabbergasted because who would have thought that I would one day be on a trading card, or going out and talking with the up and coming generation at different schools and conventions, and who would have thought that? Me being a mentor to somebody else who has an interest or common interest in the industry that I'm currently in. I guess the next biggest thing is when, I got my world records through Twin Galaxies, which later was implemented into, the EMPs collective as a whole when we got the Guinness World Record through Guinness Gamers. That was the next big thing for me. And I would say after that is me being a part of a documentary that is coming close to being released called No Princess in the Castle. I'm like really looking forward to that. Because, I love watching not just gaming documentaries, but documentaries, period. And who would have thought that I'm a part of a cast of other talented women, young ladies, and even kids that's a part of this documentary as well. So I'm really looking forward for that coming out. Yeah, and I guess just being a mentor for the up and coming generation.
Okay. That's excellent. It's always amazing, especially what you said about the trading card. And hey, that you can show your son one day. Hey, your mom has a trading card.
Right, your mom was cool at one point. Like, and what's even more remotely crazy is like how our parents and probably their parents before them was like, I'm never gonna say that. Back in my day, and here I am gonna be like, see, back in my day, son, your mom was actually kind of cool.
Wow, wow. But that is amazing. But Robyn, I have come to the overall end of my set of questions. Is there anything that you would like to say? Any news you have? Any type of uh events that you want to talk about? Anything you would like to ask us, ask the viewers, or just want to tell the viewers?
Mm, I guess one thing that I always like to tell everybody that I meet or come across in my journey is whatever it is that you're passionate about, go for it. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to tell you, oh, you're not this, you're not that, or you can't do this, or you're not a top this or a top that. Let there be fuel for motivation to not only, not necessarily really to prove them wrong, but to show them, like, yes, I can do this. And I don't need your approval or anybody else's approval to do X, Y, and Z. If we look at any industry of talented artists and celebrities, the main people that made the impossible possible were people that you had your Andy Warhols, you had your Einsteins and so forth. And I'm quite sure they had a whole bunch of crazy and impossible ideas that, when they probably told their friends or family or just whatever, they probably looked at them crazy and was like, no, you can't do that. But they made it happen. So I would say if you're trying to start your own businesses, if you want to pursue professional gaming, be an artist, whether it be actual drawing, painting, photography, cosplaying, fashion, because yes, all of that is art. Music, poetry, so on and so forth. Go for it, follow your heart, make it happen. It's not going to be all an easy road of getting there. But as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't stop trying, you won't be a failure.
Wow.
Outside of that, if you guys want to follow me on my social media accounts, I am on Twitter at the Gaming Diva. I'm also on YouTube and Twitch at EMP Valkyrie Robyn. I'm also on Instagram at the Gaming Diva. And yeah, as far as up and coming projects, like I said, once I'm ready to share with the class the game and games I'm going to be creating, that whether they're a success or not, my whole thing is like, somebody played my game. Somebody actually liked it. Or at least enjoyed it for a couple of seconds. So once I'm ready to share and vlog, development of that's going to be coming soon. I will be also getting back to streaming content on a regular basis now that I've had my son. And I know what my schedule is as a mommy, a working woman, as a wife, which will probably more likely be Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So a couple of grades coming through for the stream. So I've been holding off on that until I get the rest of my equipment. But as far as main major projects, outside of that, if you guys go to the main channel, Empire Arcadia, you'll be able to see what we're doing as far as the African campaign and just updates from EMP as a whole. If you ever want to know about players, what EMP is doing, go to YouTube, EMP, Empire Arcadia. We're on YouTube and also on Twitch. So other than that, that's all I have, Dr. Clark. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And putting up with my very enthusiastic son.
Well, hey,
you just gonna talk your Bible?
well, hey, Hey, he's at least you can tell him once he gets old enough. He was part of a interview with Dr. Clark. But I would like to thank you on the higher level. This yeah, everyone who I interview, even if I haven't really known them or don't really know too much what they do, I'm a fan essentially of everyone, high or small, who I interview, and I'm a big fan of yours, especially for your achievements. And it's been a thank you for gracing us with your presence and your time, man. Uh, that really means a lot to us, and I know it means a lot to me and to our viewers as well.
Right. Oh, no problem. But it's funny because you said that the honor and pleasure was all yours. Like likewise, it was all mine. I always get excited, nervous, and anxious when it comes to doing any interview or article. So I apologize to you guys out there if I was kind of all over the place with the interview. But got to stay alert for baby. And then sometimes like I get lost in my thoughts. But yeah. But hopefully I answered all your questions.
Yes, ma'am. You did perfectly. You did perfectly. Yes, ma'am. But alrighty, everyone. I hope you all enjoy, and I will make sure I add all of her social media information that she named in the video in the comments. Not in comments. In the I will add it there too in the description, so you all can go and follow her and see all of the great things that she has done and that she has talked about. And hey, look forward to our next interview very very soon as well. But Dr. Clark is signing out, and EMP Valkyrie, thank you for coming.
No, not a problem.